It is a absolutely gorgeous morning from Maimonides Park. We are in Brooklyn, Coney Island, today on Facebook Live. It's the 2023 CUNY Community College Baseball Championship game. The Kingsborough Wave, the defending champions and the top seed, they make the very short ride over to Maimonides at 24-11. They went undefeated in league play at 12-0. They take on the two-seeded Bronx Community College Broncos, 8-21. They went an even 500, 6-6 in CUNY play. Good morning and welcome. Ralph Bjornchik alongside Alliance University head coach Andre Narvaez joining me. Kingsborough, Andre, trying to go back-to-back. They're determined not just to take this championship, but go deep in the Region 15 tournament and beyond with their depth as they take on an improved Bronx program.
Yes, and they have a pitching plan today that the coach would love to execute to set themselves up really well for that tournament, the Regional 15 tournament. They do have more depth this year at pitching, which is great for them. And this game in sorts is a bit of a redemption game for them, being ineligible for that tournament last year. So they definitely want to set themselves up going into the tournament very well by having a good, clean game today. And moving over to Broncos, basically they have added depth to their roster overall from the team they had last year. And the plan for them is to put the ball in play and work the pitching count today.
For Kingsborough, they had this year's CUNY Pitcher of the Year. He was last year's tournament MVP, the 6'4" sophomore from Parma, Italy, Francesco Maria Bonvini. We could see him pitch in relief today.
Yes, Bonvini is a guy that you could see at the Division I level next year. Definitely can play D2 baseball. He also has a complement of 5 pitches, and he can throw into the 90s.
And Stephen Correa, the shortstop for the Bronx.
Yeah, Correa leads the team in RBIs, and he's going to lead off for them.
A great scene this morning at Maimonides Park. And a great scene this morning at Maimonides Park. And to pick it up on the Bronx, Stephen Correa is their 2-time CUNY All-Star, a shortstop from the Bronx and Cardinal Hayes High School that has been a mainstay through bringing the Bronx out of missing 2 seasons of no baseball.
Yep, and as you can see, he leads the team in doubles and RBIs, and he's going to be a leadoff today for Bronx, and he's going to set the tone with them in executing their plan and taking the pitchers deep into counts today.
29 RBI for Stephen Correa, who's also battled through injuries this season. The Bronx and Kingsborough meeting for the 2nd straight season here at Coney Island. We are back with first pitch and lineups next from Maimonides Park on Facebook Live.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you 2022-23 CUNY Athletic Conference Championships are presented by Health First, health insurance for New Yorkers, the official wellness sponsor of CUNY Athletics. The Hospital for Special Surgery, #1 in the U.S. for orthopedics, is proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. CUNY University Student Senate, providing our students the platform to shape the City University of New York. And Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference.
There's a great look at Coney Island and a beautiful morning to take a run on the beach or even just take your shoes off and take a walk through. It's only 70 degrees, a high of 75 though, 46% humidity. As the two teams are being introduced, let's bring you the batting order today for the Bronx Broncos. Under head coach, 39 years for Adolfo De Jesus. He is an institution in the New York City baseball area. Played at Lehman College, back at George Washington High School back in the 1970s, and one of the supreme powers of baseball at the high school level. And he has consistently taken the Bronx to at least a CUNY championship all these years. Leading off will be Stephen Correa, the shortstop, two-time CUNY All-Star, with Wilkin Ruan at second. Samuel De La Rosa does the catching, a transfer from ASA Junior College in Brooklyn. Leonardo Francisco, 9 multi-hit games, leads the way with Angel Calderon, one of their co-captains, in right field. Then the DH will be Yascar Almonte with Raul Chevalier at first base. Albel Ruan is in left field, and the terrific defensive center fielder Luis Roman Sanchez, one of the handful of returners for this Bronx Broncos team today. On the mound, Jonathan Fonseca. Make the start as we see our two coaches. There is Brian Dowd for the second straight year, the CUNY Coach of the Year. He played at Kingsborough Community College, out of South Shore High School down in Brooklyn. Loves his team's depth, and they have played a tough schedule, scheduling Division II opponents in the NJCAA, like Westchester Community College and SUNY Sullivan. They even defeated Westchester, so he feels they are very ready for the Region 15. Here's Jonathan Fonseca. He's 5 years out of high school, New Utrecht High School in Brooklyn, was a CUNY All-Star in 2019, and then did not play for 3 seasons. But he reached out in December, and then finally in March of 2023, he re-enrolled to the program. And they hope he'll go about 3 innings because he pitched on Friday. And he's a capable starting pitcher, 26 innings, 36 strikeouts, just 7 walks for Fonseca, with a season ERA of 3.81. He's got a 3-pitch mix and especially quality fastball command. Bit of a bullpen day, Andre, because for Brian Dowd, he knows he has big games in the Region 15 tournament on Thursday. You want to win a championship, but they're already locked in to either the 2, 3, or 4. That'll be determined later today. So it's sort of a bullpen day, but he'd like to protect some of his starting pitchers. How does a coach balance all of that?
Yeah, so you want the guys to attack the zone very early and, locate everything. We may see Kingsborough throwing a lot of fastballs early just to get some quick outs and keep the pitch count low. You go out there, you tell your starter you got to get outs within the first 3 pitches.
And Fonseca has certainly increased the depth of his Kingsborough team, and perhaps the 2 strengths that Brian Dowd had to kind of ask himself about is our hitting, our strength, or our starting rotation of having 4 pretty quality junior college starting pitchers. So those are good problems to have. This Kingsborough team, as of May 1st, is receiving votes in the National Junior College Division III poll April 24th. So a couple weeks ago, they were ranked 13th in the country. So a team that has a real chance to make it to the Junior College World Series. But they have the Region 15 tournament starting with a semifinal coming up on Thursday.
And this is a game, this is the time of year where you want to go into the postseason hot. And this is a perfect opportunity for Kingsborough to do that. Take advantage of a team that they've beaten this year and go right into the postseason taking care of business, feeling good about themselves.
This year, the two teams played 4 times. 2 of the games, Kingsborough was able to run rule Bronx, but the other 2 losses were by just 2 runs. So Adolfo De Jesus took some comfort in that we've shown we can play with them. And the CUNY rules have changed where now it's a 10-rule game after 7 innings, so that extends things further for the Bronx. And we've got beautiful conditions to play this CUNY championship. So Stephen Correa will lead it off. And a player that knows he has a future beyond this one. For the Bronx, their season is done after today. But Correa, a fantastic student in international business at the Bronx. He has some opportunities to either perhaps play at Lehman, who's having a solid season in the CUNY 4 years, or Baruch College. Perennial power in the CUNY system. Fonseca is ready. With our home plate umpire, Silvio Martinez, with Justin Alvarez at first, Ruben Ramirez is at third. And the first pitch of the CUNY Community College Championship is in there for a called strike. Go to the defense momentarily. And actually the second pitch was the strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to Correa leading off. 6 multi-hit games in the season. And a chopper, slow chopper charging. Nick Piazza on the move, makes the play. And that's why Piazza was the CUNY Rookie of the Year. And there's 1 down. Rest of the defense for Kingsborough. Yorkar Guzman is at third base with Nick Piazza at short. TJ Leno at second. Aldo Thomas is at first, with Justin Ramsey doing the catching as we see Wilkin Ruan step in. Then the outfield, Christopher Jason left, Brian Lopez Duran in center, and Luciano Lobello making the start for his defense in right field in this big ballpark as Ruan takes low. And it is a very big ballpark, as you can see. Andre to straightaway center field. It's 412 feet. In the corners, 315 to left, 325 to right. And there's usually a wind that comes in off the Atlantic Ocean that will knock down anything in the air. So there are some challenges, particularly for the outfielders, relative to the usual junior college ballpark. Fonseca's 2-1. And a ground ball to third. Guzman on the backhand. And there's 2 away.
Yeah, and you can see the flag out in center actually is blowing out today, which is highly unusual at this ballpark. I know Bronx is going to be looking to put the ball in play a lot. They're not going to be looking for power numbers, hitting the ball out too much, but they do want to put the ball in play, which they've done so far with the first 2 hitters.
Samuel De La Rosa, 276, home run in 13 driven in. As he takes the first pitch called strike from Fonseca. He spent last year playing at ASA Junior College in Brooklyn, which unfortunately closed down, and their athletics were lost. Changeup thrown by Fonseca, 0-2. And De La Rosa has fit right into a necessary position for the Bronx, and they needed a catcher. And a called strike 3. Fonseca working quickly. Fans De La Rosa on 3 pitches. The Bronx goes in order in the top of the first with defending champion Kingsborough coming up.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely.
Home first inning, Kingsborough, a terrific offensive team. They are hitting .348 on the season. 8 of the 9 starters we're going to show you are hitting .349 or better. Aldo Thomas, returning CUNY All-Star, playing first base today, super utility guy. Yoscar Guzman at second and at third base. TJ Leno, a freshman, hits third as his second base. Justin Ramsey, CUNY Rookie of the Year last year, moving to catcher this year, with this year's Rookie of the Year, Nick Piazza, batting fifth and at shortstop. And then Brian Lopez Durant, a CUNY All-Star, is in center field hitting sixth, with Jonathan Fonseca pitching and going to hit as the DH. Luciano Lobello in the lineup for his defense. Fascinating story with him. And freshman Christopher Jace is in left field. Making the start for the Bronx will be right-hander Jordy Garcia. And Garcia has been a consistent starter this season for the Broncos. He's got a 3-pitch mix, and very important for him to keep the ball down. 3-2 on the year, 4.93 ERA, 5th start, 8th appearance, 45 2/3 innings, only 10 walks for Garcia, 36 strikeouts. Earlier this season against Kingsborough, he did last 8 2/3 in a wild game, one of the 2 close games the 2 teams played. He lasted 8 2/3, took the loss in a 10-8 game, struck out 7, 11 hits, only 3 earned runs. So can his defense help him out today? With Aldo Thomas, who homered here to deep left field in the CUNY Championship a year ago, takes a called strike.
It's a perfect location, and he can live there all day, and he'll be able to get through this lineup.
As Garcia misses outside, Bronx only returned 7 players from last year's roster, 13 newcomers. As Thomas takes high, Jordy is from Bathgate High School in the Bronx. Decent control. He became their #1 starter pretty early on, and he's got a sinker that he'll use often, but he misses high there. As well as Coach Narvaez, a little bit of a slurvy pitch that he is still trying to find, I guess, an identity for. Is it a curveball? Is it a slider? Right now it's in between. As Thomas grounds one up the middle, Stephen Correa, and he gets Thomas by a step.
That's a great job with the shortstop sticking with that ball.
Rest of the defense, well, we'll go through the replay first.
As you can see here, Correa just sticks with it, even though it hits Garcia off the leg.
Rest of the defense with Leonardo Francisco at third. Wilkin Ruan is at second. Raul Chevalier is at first. Samuel De La Rosa does the catching. And that outfield, look at all the room for Luis Roman Sanchez to cover in right center. Angel Calderon is in right. Albel Ruan is in left. 1-1 to Yoscar Guzman for Kingsborough.
Bronx is heavily shifting on Guzman, so they definitely feel he's a big-time pull hitter.
Yoscar at .349. No homers, 21 driven in, as Garcia misses away. Yoscar's from Richmond Hill, John Adams High School. And a 2-2, he does pull, and on the ground to first, handled by Chevalier, and he flips on to Garcia covering, and there's 2 away.
It's exactly how you want to pitch a pull hitter. You just throw him away and force him to ground out just like that, rolling over on it.
Here's Thomas. Don't call him Thomas, though. TJ Leno from Staten Island, St. Joe's by the Sea. He was a CUNY All-Star, graduating high school last year, and has come into his own recently. Had a 5-hit game over the weekend at Nassau. And he can even catch a little bit. Has pitched at a line shot past the shift, a base hit for TJ Leno, and the first hit of this Community College Championship. So TJ is aboard.
Justin Ramsey.
As you can see, TJ sits back on that pitch very well, able to pull that through the hole.
Leno, the second leading hitter for Kingsborough among their regulars at .402. Here's Justin Ramsey. And Garcia from the stretch with 2 down, misses outside.
Be curious to see if Kingsborough tries to get TJ to second base.
As Garcia misses 2-0. Ramsey at .393, 4 home runs, team leading 47 RBI, a .493 on base. And now Garcia has fallen behind 3-0. Ramsey had to learn how to catch this year. That was the one spot that Kingsborough, amidst all their depth, that they didn't have immediate answers to over the winter. 3-0 called strike. Last year, he was the CUNY Rookie of the Year, primarily playing third base and first base. And that's high from Garcia, ball 4, so 2 on with 2 out for the Wave.
Garcia's going to have to work on keeping his walks down today. You don't want to put any of the Wave players on base and give them free bases like that.
Nick Piazza, .374 hitter, started at nearby Xaverian High School in Brooklyn. 3 homers, 45 driven in. And look at the steals, 45 steals, 3rd in the country. He's 45 out of 46 as he takes ball 1. Brian Dowd thinks next year he could be the Region 15 Player of the Year. A shoe-in to be Rookie of the Year this season. And Garcia struggling with his control here. And Piazza goes the other way, and that's a base hit. Leno gets the wave. He will score from second. It's a 2-out RBI single the other way for Nick Piazza to start the scoring in this CUNY championship. 1-0 Kingsborough.
Yeah, Ramsey did a great job going first to third on that single. And Piazza did a phenomenal job staying back on that pitch and just driving it the other way. That's exactly what you're supposed to do with that pitch. We see that pitch was up and away, and he just drove it right to right field. If you try and do anything else with that, you're just going to get yourself out.
Time called, and Adolfo De Jesus comes out to talk to Jordy Garcia. And
yeah, so
what's
he's
the thought here?
Yeah, he's just probably going out there, calming him down a little bit, refocusing him. You know, might be going over the game plan, telling him he's got to get ahead, falling behind way too many batters right now. We saw Garcia a little unhappy with the umpire's call. So, you know, maybe as a head coach, you want to talk to the umpire professionally, kind of get him to give you those calls. They're going to need him today.
Here's Brian Lopez Duran, .379 hitter with 35 RBI. And Garcia is able to drop in that slider curve for a strike.
We'll see if we can get an identification of that pitch after today.
And it sounds like the way Adolfo was trying to describe it, a pitch that changes during the game. There goes Piazza from first, and he's got the stolen base. So he was on the move anyway. Stolen base number 46 for Piazza.
As a defense, you have to know that guy's going to go at some point in that at-bat.
Justin Ramsey at third with 2 down. And Lopez Duran takes a 1-1 pitch strike.
That was a borderline pitch, and perhaps that trip to the mound, talking to the umpire, helped out right there.
And Garcia misses, and I think he actually hit Lopez Duran, perhaps barely. That might end up helping him anyway because it was going to be a wild pitch and force it a run.
Yeah, that's very fortunate for the Broncos there. They can get out of this inning with just 1 run.
Here's Jonathan Fonseca. And he takes a called strike. Fonseca, since joining the team in early March, just after it started, has played basically every game, either DH or pitching. Here's a ground ball up the middle short, Correa. And he'll go the long way and will get the out. So for Jordy Garcia, he will certainly sign for that in a heartbeat. Kingsborough will leave the bases loaded. For the Wave, 1 run on 2 hits. We head to the second inning, 1-0 Wave from Coney Island.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I'm sitting from the van, now I'm dancing on the house lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now I'm flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now I'm flipping on the upside.
Kingsborough's taken the lead with a run in the first inning. Ralph Binarcher with Andre Narvaez here, head coach at nearby Alliance University in Jersey City. Jonathan Fonseca starts inning number 2. Fonseca hasn't pitched since April 22nd, so a couple of weekends. He did face the Bronx March 24th, a third of an inning, and then he would face them in a start 2 days later, March 26th. 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, only 1 earned run. As Leonardo Francisco takes strike 1. A freshman from the Bronx, John F. Kennedy High School. And 0-2.
Francisco used to be a catcher, and he transitioned over to third base.
This one back up the middle, off the mound and through. And the first base runner for the Broncos, Leonardo Francisco, leads the team with 9 multi-hit games. Came in hitting .329, third among the Bronx regulars. And we'll see if the Broncos will employ a running game. They've stolen 79 out of 86 bases. And Leonardo is 6 of 8. Swing and a miss, snap throw to first by Josh Ramsey is not in time, with Angel Calderon batting.
Fonseca's pretty quick to the plate, so it'll be tough to run on him. Might look to do some hit and runs here, potentially get the defense moving around.
Inside, and Fonseca hits Calderon on the helmet. Well, a breaking ball that got away from him, and the first 2 batters are aboard for the Broncos in the second.
Yeah, he took that one pretty well. Got to find ways to get on base anytime, and sometimes some of them are a little harder than the others.
Yuscar Almonte squares to bunt, gets the bunt down. It's a great one. Fonseca, and Fonseca has no play. He put it in his back pocket. Terrific backspin on this new turf at Maimonides Park on the bunt by Almonte.
Yeah, that's a great bunt. Good placement. You're forcing the pitcher to field it because you know third base is going to hold with the runner at second. Even though the pitch was a bit away, he was able to put that toward third base. It's a great opportunity for the Broncos to score here.
Raul Chevalier, also out of Bathgate High School in the Bronx. And he takes a first pitch strike.
See a lot of first pitch takes here from the Broncos. Going back to that plan of taking pitches, working to count.
And a check swing. First base umpire says no go. Raul Chevalier, 365. He's been a part-time starter at DH. 15 driven in. And then he chases the fastball. We'll talk often about the Masson brothers, Alex and Christopher. They were heavily involved in recruiting, particularly for the Bronx to have a season last year, as well as co-captain Angel Calderon. They found Raul last summer and brought him in to Bronx. And the 1-2 changeup swung on and missed. So Fonseca took a lot off, picks up his second strikeout.
It's exactly what you need there as a pitcher. You either want that strikeout or pop up into the infield to get that out. Now double play, and he's right out of the inning.
Now Albel Ruan. Cousins with the second baseman, Wilkin Ruan. Very speedy. Could be tough to double up. As Fonseca misses in. Albel, 329, second only to his cousin Wilkin, who leads the team in batting. Does have a home run and 20 RBI. And a 1-1 tapper, tough play. Fonseca will go home, and the ball dropped by the catcher, Ramsey. The run scores, and the Broncos tie the game on an error.
It's exactly what Coach DeJesus wanted at the beginning of the game. Put the ball in play and put some pressure on this defense. As we see here, catcher looks like he was trying to throw to first a little too soon before making the catch. You got to get one out there, especially at the plate.
That'll be a 1-E3. Number 9 batter, Luis Roman Sanchez. This is a hot shot to short. Piazza to second one. Leno on to first. Yes, the double play to get Fonseca out of it. 6-4-3 to prevent any further damage. But the Broncos have tied the game. 1 run unearned on 2 hits, leaving 1 on base. Middle of the second from Coney Island, we're even at 1.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
There is the world-famous Nathan's right here on Surf Avenue in Coney Island. That is within a 2-minute walk of where we are here at Maimonides Park, where we are tied at 1. Andre, ever gone to that Nathan's?
I have not, no, but today might be the day because it's beautiful out here.
Today is the perfect day for that. Meanwhile, let's show you how the top of the second inning closed out.
Yeah, we have this beautifully turned double play, which gets them out of the inning. It allows the Wave to get out unscathed in what could have been disastrous with bases loaded, no outs, and only giving up 1 run.
And it gives Jordy Garcia, the starter for the Broncos, to exhale a bit after he had a rough first inning.
Garcia's going to have to put up a 0 here. It's exactly what you want your pitchers to do whenever you score. You want them to just go out there and put up a 0, and that starts with the leadoff batter of the inning. Looks like we have ball 1 here.
Yeah, that had to be a warning against Garcia. This is a slow tapper over the mound. Correa charges, and not in time. Would have been a very difficult play as that ball landed just beyond the mound. Long way to go for Correa. Infield hit for Luciano Lobello.
Yeah, we see here right off the end of the bat, Correa does a great job of charging this. It's just really too soft hit for him to be able to make that play.
Now Christopher Jace with a toss over. In this stacked Kingsborough lineup, Christopher Jace is their leading hitter among the regulars. 425, 2 homers, 26 driven in. Out of the Brooklyn Bridge Academy, but he played high school baseball at South Shore High School. He's been out of high school a while, class of 2018. This is a blooper into right field. That'll fall for a base hit. Calderon will cut it off, then bobble it, and going first to third is Lobello. Jace will take second on the bobble, second and third with nobody down for Kingsborough.
First baseman, number 11, Aldo Thomas.
It's a great job by Jace being able to get the extra bag on the bobble by the right fielder. This is a perfect spot for the Wave. They have the top of the lineup coming up, no outs, runners on second and third. As you can see, the Broncos bringing the infield in. They feel the same way.
Aldo Thomas be the second charge error to Bronx. And first pitch swinging, pops it up. On the back pedal, Wilkin Ruan makes the catch.
That's a great job by Garcia being able to get that out. Getting him to pop up into the infield is exactly what you want your pitcher to do. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yoscar Guzman. Chance to give Kingsborough the lead.
I anticipate Garcia staying away from him, especially since Guzman is such a big pull hitter.
Infield remains in all the way around the turf. And he gets the extended strike call outer part of the plate.
That's a great spot. I'm in the dugout. I'm yelling to Garcia, live there.
And he chases the pitch out of the zone again. Same spot. Guzman now down 1-2.
That's what that does for you as a pitcher. Garcia is able to get him to chase that pitch just by living out there. You can do multiple things here.
He extends further, and Guzman does not take the bait.
Yeah, they'd be able to go up and in on him, maybe sneak a fastball in if he's got a little velo behind it.
And Guzman, hot shot hit right at the shortstop, Correa. He'll go to the plate for the fielder's choice. Not in time. Unable to catch the ball cleanly, Samuel De La Rosa, and Kingsborough back in front 2-1.
Garcia did a great job there with executing the pitches he had to execute. Throw was a little off from Correa there.
It's a fielder's choice. We'll see how it's scored. TJ Leno Single last inning. First and third, one down, takes inside.
I actually know TJ's dad from coaching. He coaches over at CSI, College of Staten Island, and we've played them both in the fall and also in the spring.
Dad is Thomas Leno.
Yes.
This Thomas goes by TJ.
His
Toss
dad
over.
also works with a premier travel organization, the Staten Island Orioles, over there in Staten Island.
Yep, that's where TJ also played. Dad had played 2 years at Wagner and was a longtime assistant coach at one of the better Staten Island programs, St. Joe's by the Sea. And the breaking ball is away. St. Joe's by the Sea has produced major leaguers, countless college players.
Yes, that's a great program in the New York City area.
TJ Leno fouls it off. And TJ's forced himself into the number 3 spot. Was named a CUNY All-Star, one of the many of this Kingsborough team. As time is called to the plate by TJ Leno.
It's a great time to steal, send Guzman to second base. Help stay out of the double play also.
There goes the runner, Guzman from first. They throw it out to second, not in time. No go from the runner at third, Christopher Jace. So the second stolen base of the day for the Wave.
Yeah, just like I was saying, that's a perfect time to do it. You stay out of the double play, get the defense moving around.
Infield remains in, and Leno hammers one down the right field line, a fair ball going into the corner. Jace has scored, rounding third is Guzman. The ball gets stuck in the corner. Leno turns second. He's on his way to third, and he is going to slide in short of the bag, but eventually make it in via the belly flop with a 2-run triple. It's 4-1 Kingsborough.
Yeah, that ball was just inside the first base bag, placed perfectly to get that triple. I was curious to see if he'd be able to round second once I saw where it was. Yeah, he's running hard out of the box too. He's hungry for that triple. You can see right away. I'm sure his teammates will give him a little slack about the slide though.
Time is called as we'll get a pitching change. 4-1 Kingsborough. We'll tell you about the new pitcher for the Broncos when we return with the Wave still batting at the second.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now I'm dancing on the half-lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now I'm flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now I'm flipping on the upside.
Here's the first of the Masson brothers. Christopher Masson will come on to pitch for the Bronx. 4-1 Kingsborough. Christopher pitched in last year's community championship. He's 0-6 on the year. 11.2 ERA, 12th appearance, 27 in the third innings, 32 strikeouts. And Christopher Masson has walked 40, so he's had control issues. The Masson brothers were two of 13 players last year's Bronx team that held it together in order to even make a season possible. They were able to scrap players together January of 22. Now they're back and recruited even more players.
Yeah, Coach Adolfo talked to us about his control. He's got to maintain that to be effective.
Justin Ramsey takes a first pitch strike. He's got a sinker, though, that pitched and played very well against Suffolk Community College. Infield remains in for the Broncos. And he gets ahead 0-2.
Yeah, he's come out of the bullpen right now, and he's firing away. And he can utilize that sinker to get a lot of ground balls, especially one right now.
As he misses away. And the domino effect for this Broncos program, it was Angel Calderon that was already in school over a year ago that brought in Alex Masson, who brought in his brother Christopher to the team in the fall of 21. Fastball swung on and missed. Justin Ramsey went chasing after a high fastball, and Christopher Masson picks up a big second out.
Yeah, that's huge right there. They're able to get out of this. Just giving up 3 runs. They're going to have a tough out right now, though. This guy's got speed. He can beat out a single into the infield.
Nick Piazza. RBI single to right in the first inning. Takes a called strike. Last summer, he was an all-star in the ACBL Quality League in our local area. Hit .269 in a wood bat league.
Masson looked like he tried to overthrow that one. Just reared back. He's thrown a lot of strikes so far, which is good.
And Piazza chases what appeared to be a bit of a changeup from Christopher Masson. 1-2.
Yeah, coming out of the bullpen throwing strikes is perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. Settle your team down a little bit. Keep the score where it is.
And up high, the knockdown by De La Rosa behind the plate. Well, Saturday, 39-year coach Adolfo De Jesus had a heart-to-heart with Christopher Masson. Christopher admitted so much of it with his control has become mental, too. 2-2, Piazza fights off a inner part of the breaking ball.
It's a great job getting in on the inner half of the plate. Yeah, it's tough when you're on the mound and you have control issues. You know you have control issues. It starts to get in your head.
And the 2-2 fastball on the outside corner, strike 3 looking. Well, Piazza not happy, felt it might have been high. Christopher Masson comes in and strikes out 2 batters to shut the door on the second. But Kingsborough adds 3 more on 3 hits. The 2-run triple by TJ Leno, the big hit. We head to the third, 4-1 Kingsborough.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now we're dancing on the half lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside.
First pitch swinging, Stephen Correa to open up the third inning. Fouls it off left field side. Correa bounced out to short on a fine play by Nick Piazza. And this one popped up on the infield. Piazza calls for it. And there's one down with Jonathan Fonseca starting his third inning of work. Kingsborough would love to get him through 3, then hand it off to the bullpen and go through their progressions of a staff day. Wilkin Ruan. Great speed from Wilkin Ruan, who became the second baseman and then at times the shortstop when Correa was out with an elbow injury. And a swing and a miss. Looked like the slider low and away from Fonseca.
This Broncos lineup's doing a good job of taking pitches.
And how about the pace that Fonseca is throwing in this case, Andre? I mean, the pitch clocks have been instituted in Division I baseball. Of course, the major leagues this year, you don't need one here the way Fonseca is thrown.
No, not at all. That keeps his defense engaged also. It's part of a pitcher's game plan. You want to move fairly quickly, keep your defense ready to go, and then that way it minimizes errors for you.
And a check swing, and the count goes full 3-2 to Ruan.
Ruan, that's a great take there. Wow.
And Ruan fists this ball out into right center. That's a base hit. And Wilkin Ruan, who came in hitting .385, just showed you why.
It's a perfect at-bat for him. You know, sticking with Coach De Jesus's game plan of working the count, going to a 3-2 count. And then we see him just hit the ball about belt high right in the center field. Great job. Getting a single off of it also.
Samuel De La Rosa will bat with a runner aboard. Ruan with great speed. We'll see if he'll get a green light. He leads the Bronx in stolen bases. And we told you Piazza is 45 out of 46. Ruan is perfect, 27 out of 27.
Speaking of new rules, earlier, the umpire just charged Bronx with the offensive timeout there.
How has it changed the game, Andre, from your perspective at the college level?
It definitely has you thinking ahead of time a little more as a coach. You have to understand what you need to do a lot quicker, a lot sooner. So you have to start planning ahead, different options, 2-3 innings in advance.
There goes Ruan, and the pitch is a fastball fouled off.
Ron had a great jump there. Going back to what I was talking about. So there have been some new technologies out there that you can use to help with the pitch clock especially. And then the offensive timeouts has definitely, I've seen some teams, especially Chestnut Hill in our conference, it's changed their game plan a lot.
Ruan not going, and the 0-2 pitch is in there. The curveball for a called strike 3. De La Rosa is gone. Third strikeout for Fonseca.
Yeah, he's doing a great job right now with that breaking ball, moving it around. It was a great spot there for him.
Jonathan Fonseca will now face Leonardo Francisco. Singled up the middle last inning. And Ruan, first pitch, he's running, but this one's popped into shallow center. Making the grab is Lopez Duran. Fonseca works around the one-out single. One left stranded for the Bronx. Middle of the third, it's still 4-1 Kingsborough.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
As we've crossed high noon, high temperatures today of 75, but it looks like it's 95, doesn't it? From that picture.
It's gorgeous.
Great weather today. Great weather expected for Friday as well, where we'll have the CUNY four-year college championship. Noon and 3 p.m. starts with Baruch, the favorite, coming in, and our pal, Jose Torres. Christopher Masson came on to get the last two outs of the second inning, and he struck out a pair of wave hitters. So now he'll work into his first full inning. Talking about the Bronx and what they experienced last year, Adolfo De Jesus was concerned that his program might even be taken away from him based on the way things were going. In the fall of 2021, they had only 5 players, and that's where Christopher Masson, his brother Alex, Angel Calderon went to work and just started recruiting guys, whoever they could find. They bandied together and found 13 players. They got through last year, 4-19, but they had a team. Adolfo De Jesus gives great credit to now the outgoing president of Bronx Community College when things were frozen, budgets in CUNY were frozen. Thomas Isekenebe, who is leaving Bronx Community College in June of 2023, was even buying equipment for the athletics program and putting it on his personal credit card to help them through that fiscal period of time. Called strike here to Lopez Duran. And the Bronx a year later, certainly in much more solid footing, 13 newcomers. And this is a line drive, falling fast and ranging over Luis Roman Sanchez. One away.
That was a great jump. Great jump in center field there. Roman Sanchez, you can see the speed, not just offensively on the bases, but speed definitely does help defensively in the outfield. Getting a great first step is huge there. Going back to what you were talking about before, it's such a big thing to have administration that helps you out, especially over at Alliance. Our AD, Keith Davey, he's done a great job for me in my first year there. I couldn't be happier with an athletic director. This is my 11th year coaching college baseball, and you can see a huge difference when you have administration that's on your side.
3-0 now to Jonathan Fonseca, and Adolfo De Jesus at it for 39 years. He's probably gone through 10 athletic directors, if not more, so he has seen it all.
Yeah.
And he's also worked in the community a long time at Roberto Clemente Park in the Bronx, doing a lot of youth initiatives. Inside ball 4, so Masson loses Fonseca on 4 pitches.
Yeah, and to see, and when I heard that the president was using his own credit card, there's nothing more than that shows you that the person cares about the program and cares about the athletics.
Here's Luciano Lobello. Speaking of athletics, he is from Edward R. Murrow High School in Brooklyn, where they barely have athletics. They did not have a baseball team. And Luciano was playing softball locally around Mill Basin in the area. Wanted to try out in the fall, made the team, and they discovered he's turned into a heck of a defender, where his defense has given him a start in right field. And Masson pitches, and he sends it all the way to the backstop. Wild pitch. And Masson trying to find his release point again. Fonseca will take second.
Yeah, and Lobello's done it offensively today, too, with the single in the second inning.
Yep, that was an infield tapper. But imagine that, finding players that did not play high school baseball. And Masson is able to slow down that motion, Andre. 2-1.
Yeah, when you go out recruiting, you have to get creative sometimes, and I never thought to look at a softball diamond, but maybe I will now.
Well, I'll tell you the story with the amount of players Brian Dowd has found while playing against them in adult leagues. This is a ground ball right side, handled by Wilkin Ruan. And there's 2 away with Fonseca crossing over to third. Brian Dowd, when you meet him, he's still in very good shape. As we see the ground out.
You see the ground ball to the right side here. Gets to move the runner over. So with the control on the mound here with Ruan, we never know what could happen scoring that run from third.
Number 9 batter, Christopher Jace.
Excuse me, on the mound, Masson.
Jace takes a called strike with the fastball. And a swing and a miss, late swing there by Jace. 0-2.
Yeah, a little sportsmanship here between batter and pitcher here. Must know each other. See that a lot in college, guys who played together in the summer.
Jace reaches for. The catcher, Justin Ramsey, knew Christopher Jace. South Shore High School alumni. Jace 5 years out of school as well. Class of 2018. Said, why don't you give college baseball a shot if you're going to go back to school?
Jace looks like he's in swing mode right now, and if you're ahead 0-2, Masson should put something off the plate here. See if he can get him to chase.
And Masson fans Jace with a low and away fastball. Third strikeout for Christopher Masson as he diffuses a potential Kingsborough rally. For the Wave, no runs, no hits, and our man stranded at third. We head to the fourth, still 4-1 Kingsborough.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now we're dancing on the house lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Jonathan Fonseca continues throwing here for Kingsborough as we start the fourth inning. As the Broncos, with some errors that opened up a 3-run second inning for Kingsborough. That's the difference right now. And Jonathan Fonseca, with just 36 pitches, is doing his team a real solid to try to save pitching. Again, Kingsborough would play in a Region 15 semifinal game on Thursday. And a swing and a miss there from Angel Calderon, the CUNY Pitcher of the Year, Francesco Maria Bonvini. He is available because today is his throw day for about an inning. And Fonseca quickly ahead, 0-2 on Calderon. So the Wave would like to stay away from Bonvini and a couple others. And then Fonseca spikes one into the turf.
Yeah, that's just a ball getting away from you there. Hung on to it a little too long and threw about a 55-foot breaking ball.
Yeah, we just saw the troika of coaches from the Wave who have done an excellent job recruiting, and they clearly have the best depth and talent in the conference. As Fonseca misses high there, 2-2.
You can see Coach DeJesus telling his player to take that one and get some runners on base.
That takes a called strike 3. Fonseca with some late tailing action, able to drop in the strike. His 4th strikeout with 1 gone.
Yeah, Coach DeJesus is probably looking for this inning right now to disrupt Coach Bryan for Kingsborough's plan of getting through this game fairly easy. This looks like it might be those 2 games that was a close game they had earlier in the season.
Yoscar Almonte laid down a perfect bunt in the 2nd inning, and now he lines a base hit to center field. So Almonte is 2 for 2, and we'll see if the Broncos this time will get the running game going.
Good job there loading up on that pitch and just taking it right back where it came from, up the middle. Be curious to see if we see some movement here from the Broncos and Coach DeJesus.
Raul Chevalier takes inside. Yoscar Almonte aboard at first. Has only stolen 1 bag this year. And Fonseca is able to come back and throw the strike.
See the bottom of the lineup for the Broncos. They need to step up, and they have put the ball in play. 6 through 9 hitters. If they continue to do that and set the table for the top of the lineup, that'll be key for them going through the middle of this game. As a coaching staff, you set the tone, you know, you have your pre-game game plan, and then you go through the game and you have to make your adjustments at this point.
And this ball lined in the air to left, backpedaling and making the catch, Christopher Jace. Raul Chevalier hit it well, and retreating back to first is Almonte.
Yeah, I thought for a sec Jace might have misplayed that, taking that first step in. We'll see here. Good swing there. Had some power behind it, and then Jace is backpedaling because he took the first 2 steps in. Thought that might have gotten over his head.
Almost made it look a little too cash for your liking, Andre.
Yeah.
Albel Ruan reached on a 1-E2 force-out error on the catcher Ramsey. And that led to the Bronx run that was scored in the top of the 2nd.
We saw last inning with 2 outs. The Broncos try to get the guy from their runner from first to second. Curious if he's going to try that again. We're at a different part of the lineup now, so that might change things a little bit.
Time is called. What is Adolfo DeJesus? Is this balls and strikes? But he appears like he's motioning to something out in the field to the home plate umpire Silvio Martinez.
Yeah, I'm curious about that conversation. It looked like the umpire kind of initiated it. I believe he's talking about
maybe a timeout called?
No, I think
and the pitch inside and almost hit Albel Ruan.
The way DeJesus is talking to his team, it looks like it's something about sportsmanship. Maybe there's some things said to the pitcher while he was in motion.
And this ball off the glove of Ramsey, and advancing to second base, Almonte on a Fonseca wild pitch. Now the throw to second is made by the catcher Ramsey from deep behind the plate. And Piazza is able to keep it on the infield.
Yeah, I think Ramsey's throwing that to second base, trying to make up for a mistake. Ball goes right off his glove. As a coach, you can never have that happen. Now you're putting a runner in scoring position.
It is a pass ball, and Ruan shows a bunt and then pulls back and takes ball 3.
3-2 count here. Be curious to see if Fonseca just goes right at him with the fastball.
And a 3-2 misses high with the fastball. So Jonathan Fonseca walks his first batter of the game. 2 on, 2 out for the number 9 batter, Luis Roman Sanchez. Sophomore from the Bronx, Urban Assembly for Green Careers. Terrific defensive center fielder, and Adolfo De Jesus, in his 39 years of coaching, says maybe he's the best defensive center fielder he has ever had. Hey, look for a 2-out hit from him here. And a ground ball up the middle. Piazza slides, flips to second to get the out. A controlled slide there from Nick Piazza, and Kingsborough puts up a 0. Jonathan Fonseca works around 2 on with 2 outs. Middle of the 4th, the Waves still up by 3.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now we're dancing on the half rise. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside.
There's Adolfo De Jesus. His Bronx team trails Kingsborough 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Tremendous history under Adolfo at the Bronx. This is their 25th CUNY Community College Championship game. That is only second in appearances to Queensborough. Queensborough has won the most titles. 11 championships for the Bronx, is second and 13-time finalist. They last won the championship 2019 over this Kingsborough club. 9-7 that day. Just remarkable history, and of course the baseball community, while it is large, sometimes 6 degrees of separation, Andre, can be very small. And there is a story where, you know, based on fate and destiny, Albert Pujols may have ended up playing for Bronx Community College.
Yeah, it's very, like you said, it's fate and destiny sometimes work in many different ways.
Aldo Thomas grounds out to third. Nice handle by Leonardo Francisco. So the story goes that Albert Pujols' older brother, Wilkins Pujols, he had played for this Bronx Community College program, and he was on the team that made the College World Series, the last team out of the CUNYs that has made the College World Series. That was back in 1995. And Wilkins Pujols was a junior college All-American himself. He's the older brother of Albert Pujols. Called strike here to Yoskar Guzman. And as the story goes, Albert Pujols, who was younger back in 1995, check swing and Misson sees ball 2, that during spring break that year, 1995, the Bronx actually played in some exhibition games. They did a spring break trip down to the Dominican Republic back then.
It's a great spring trip to have.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's going to Florida.
Yep, and I'm sure the weather was fantastic. So Wilkins Pujols then living in the United States in the Bronx with his family or with his team, go down to the DR, and 15-year-old Albert Pujols was there. Got to warm up, hit the ball around a little bit with the Bronx Community College as a 15-year-old, and Adolfo said he was already pretty good then, as that pitch inside, and Guzman will take first base. But Wilkins Pujols ended up meeting a girl and decided she was from Missouri and decided to move there. What happened? Albert Pujols, instead of rejoining the rest of his family in the Bronx, ended up going and moving to Independence, Missouri, and then attended junior college in Missouri for 1 year. Was drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals. The rest is history.
Yes. And like you said, he took a left turn and ended up in Missouri. And imagine if they had stayed here and Albert Pujols came to the Bronx Community College, played for them. And I'm sure the organization whose ballpark we're playing in right now would have been all over him and loved to have picked him up.
No question. I mean, that could have been, a backyard guy. Pujols was only a 13th round draft choice by the Cardinals out of junior college. He was drafted as a junior college freshman, but he was a draft eligible guy, of course, because he attended JC rather than a 4-year.
Right. Yeah, 4-year guys, they have to wait till their junior year.
Pitch is outside, ball 4 to TJ Leno. So consecutive walks issued by Christopher Missone.
Yeah, so those NCAA guys, they have to wait until their junior year to become draft eligible. So you do see a lot of kids going from high school to JUCO who do have a shot, who are close to the draft board right out of high school. That's why you get a lot of quality baseball at this level and what we have today right now.
Justin Ramsey, 2-1 with 1 out. And this pitch inside, and it did not hit Ramsey. It'll be a wild pitch, and both runners will advance.
Yeah, this is a point in the game where Bronx has to be very careful because Kingsborough can break it wide open right here. This can be exactly what Coach DeJesus does not want.
And Adolfo is out to talk first to Silvio Martinez before he will go out to the mound and have a more extensive conversation with Christopher Missone. Warm-up action has been going on in the last half inning for the Broncos. Missone came in, Andre struck out the first 2 batters, and in the second inning to close it out. And for large stretches of this appearance, he's looked pretty good, but then we've seen the control issues pop up, sometimes even within the same at-bat.
Yeah, that's really a mental thing when you're on the mound right now at this point, because we've seen he has the stuff, he has the ability to control his pitches and get these guys out. Right now, it's just a matter of, I'm not sure if, DeJesus knows him a lot better. I'm not sure if he's mentally kind of set in cruise control and thinks he can just throw a pitch and it'll get him through the game or not. When you're in a championship game, every pitch you need to be on it, mentally in there, doing what you need to do.
Christopher Missone will stay in, and his first pitch is inside to Justin Ramsey. Or check that, that's ball 2. Three and 0.
You always take a risk as a coach having the infield in with runners on second and third, because you can give up 2 runs easily. You're giving that runner at second base a huge lead.
And that's outside, ball 4. So 3 consecutive walks by Christopher Missone. Adolfo DeJesus has already made a visit. Warm-up action continues, and Nick Piazza will come up.
Yeah, I was just going to say, normally in that situation, a walk isn't the end of the world, but this guy, Piazza, is tough to double up. They're really going to have to work hard, or the ball is going to have to be hit hard to get him to hit into a double play here.
And Missone bounces one. Good block by Samuel De La Rosa. And Andre, people talk about repeating mechanics. What causes the inconsistency when you're trying to repeat?
The biggest thing for me, it all starts with balance. That just gets you moving. That gets you moving on the mound, and if your balance is off right from the start, your upper half's not going to be on time with your lower half.
With the bases loaded, the 1-1, and Piazza takes inside.
I'd really like to have my pitcher going from the stretch here in this situation. It also gives you the opportunity to have a potential pickoff play, stealing out that way.
And Piazza got a good fastball he liked, fouled it back.
I would not throw him that pitch again right now. He was on time there.
Brian Dad found himself playing in an adult tournament in the summer, played against Nick Piazza. That misses inside 3-2. He was at Brookdale Community College, which is a junior college power in central New Jersey. Didn't end up playing there after being all Catholic League out of Xaverian High School, class of 2021. Runners lead from all three bases. And Piazza spoils it well out of the zone.
It was a good off-speed pitch there. I'd love to see another off-speed pitch thrown to Piazza right here in this situation. Especially after he timed that fastball that he fouled back.
Well, he goes off speed but misses inside, and he walks in a run. 4 consecutive walks in the fourth makes it 5-1 Kingsborough. Yoscar Guzman trots in from third, and still with one out, Lopez Durand will bat.
Center fielder number 1, Brian Lopez Durand.
If I'm Coach DeJesus right now and I have a free trip to take, I go out there and I'm telling my guy, listen, you're okay here. Ground ball, double play, get you out of this, and it's still a 4-run game. Most important thing is to not let the other team break this wide open right here. It can quickly go from a 4-run game to an 8-run game.
And Masson misses away, and Adolfo DeJesus gave him another couple of pitches. He checked and sees that his reliever is ready. Time is called, and it appears we have a pitching change mid-at-bat about to take place. So Christopher Masson lasts 2+ innings, throwing 48 pitches. He ends up walking 5, striking out 3. Third pitcher on for the Broncos when we come back.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now I'm dancing on the half-lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now I'm flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now I'm flipping on the upside.
2022-23 CUNY Athletic Conference Championships are presented by Health First, health insurance for New Yorkers, the official wellness sponsor of CUNY Athletics. The Hospital for Special Surgery, #1 in the U.S. for orthopedics, is proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. CUNY University Student Senate, providing our students the platform to shape the city university of New York. And Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference.
And even though this is a Monday afternoon, the Coney Island Boardwalk is busy. Temperatures will reach 75 degrees today, just perfect for a walk and perfect for baseball. Here is sophomore right-hander Jefferson Santiago out of the Bronx, attended Yonkers High School class of 2021. Last year primarily was a starting second baseman. This year, just a pitcher. Has a terrific changeup, and he comes into a bases-loaded one-out situation and a 2-0 count. And he starts off Lopez Duran with a called strike.
Yeah, Santiago right now doesn't have to do too much. Just get out of the inning as quickly as possible.
And Lopez Duran spoils it, and it's 2-2. Numbers on Jefferson Santiago: 11th appearance, 12.40 ERA, 32 and 2/3, 19 strikeouts, 26 walks. As he misses in and the count runs full. But the changeup for this developing pitcher is his best pitch.
It's a great pitch to have, especially when you need a ground ball double play here.
And he misses outside, ball 4. So he was put into a compromised position. And that is now 5 straight walks issued by Bronx pitching, trotting it to score TJ Leno, and it's 6-1 Kingsborough.
So now correct me if I'm wrong, that walk gets charged to Masson?
Yes, it does, because he started the at-bat.
Right, with the 2 balls, yeah.
Jonathan Fonseca walked his last time. Also bounced into a 6-4. And he goes chasing after the first pitch.
Two-way players in college definitely have to be athletes because every day you have to work on all 3 aspects of your game: hitting, defense, and pitching. So Fonseca is truly an athlete to be able to do this.
And especially when you've been out of baseball for almost 3 years. He was all-conference CUNY All-Star in 2019. So he had something to build off of back then. 2-1, and Fonseca had already graduated from Kingsborough because he was still in school, but he wanted to re-enroll and give baseball just one more shot. And a line shot left center field, falling fast. That's a base hit between the outfielders and going to the wall. 2 runs will score. Rounding third, Lopez Duran. He'll score without a throw. It's a bases clearing double for the pitcher, Jonathan Fonseca. 9-1 Kingsborough.
Yeah, and like you were saying, Fonseca definitely gambled on himself, to be able to come back and re-enroll, and now hitting a double, as we can see here, hitting a double in a championship game. That ball was up, and he knew he got that very well. Not only hitting a double right now and kind of breaking this open a little bit, but also starting the game for your team.
And with 1 out, Luciano Lobello. Brian Dowd was saying, I don't know what's next for Jonathan Fonseca, what he's thinking about, but he knew in the short term he wanted to play baseball again. And even enrolled after graduating just to take some classes at Kingsborough to be eligible to compete. Lobello with an infield single, then has walked.
Fonseca's definitely done the job for Kingsborough here, giving them the innings, the 4 innings that he's thrown, and also giving them the 3-run double there offensively.
And a late called strike, and you can hear the groans from the Kingsborough dugout.
Ralph, I know it's still early in this game, but Fonseca would be my player of the game choice right now.
And there's the changeup from Santiago, 2-2.
That's a two pitch combination that's great to have. Fastball, changeup. A lot of college hitters are fooled by the changeup.
And Labello bounces one over the middle, charging Wilkin Ruan. And shows nice range there. As he throws out Labello, that will put Fonseca over to third base. Now with 2 down.
Yeah, Ruan was very aggressive to that ground ball. Very aggressive, come and get it. Timed it perfectly, got it on the right hop.
Christopher Jace. And remarkable, how often do you hear this, where a team's leading hitter did not start the season as the starter in left field. Brian Dowd was going through a musical chairs of guys in left field before Jace assumed the job, kind of in mid-March. And his energy is what particularly impressed him, not so much even the batting average. How does a batter change a game? You know, you're looking at the production, but energy, that's a basketball term you're thinking of, the energy guy. But Jace was able to use that in baseball.
Yeah, there's definitely momentum and energy in the sport of baseball. People don't realize that, but you can feel it. You see it here, you know, in the top of the fourth, you had Bronx kind of 4-1 game, and they were a couple good at-bats away from getting 2 runs on the board. And now the Wave have taken momentum back to their side just in this 1 inning alone. And they put a 5 spot up on the bottom of the fourth, and now they hold all of the momentum. So having an energy guy, especially someone who's either in the leadoff spot or 9 spot, it definitely helps your lineup. It helps those power hitters.
And the 3-1 changeup, Jace well out in front. Jace typically has been the leadoff guy. Today he's batting 9th with Aldo Thomas at the top of the order. And it's the energy that separated him, and then can't hurt to hit 425. And the 3-2 changeup swung on and missed. So eventually Santiago found his pitch, and the inning comes to an end. He comes in and gets the final 2 outs, but not before 5 walks lead to 5 runs scoring for the Wave on just 1 hit. We head to the 5th. It's now 9-1, Kingsborough in control.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy, with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now we're dancing on the house lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside.
Kingsborough 9 runs on just 6 hits. They benefited from a couple of errors, and they've also been able to get on base via walks, and that's the situation here. Bronx pitching has walked 7. And Jonathan Fonseca still on the mound here for Kingsborough to try to make it through 5. Qualify for the win, and then Kingsborough can have a chance to run rule this game. It's 10 runs after 7 innings in this Community College Championship. Stephen Correa fouls off the first pitch.
Yeah, right now the Broncos have to just look to try and get 1 or 2 runs. You're not going to get all 8 back right away. So you just look to get 1 or 2 runs here. It's perfect time with the top of the lineup.
And Fonseca gets quickly ahead, 0-2. April 24th, Correa was the CUNY Player of the Week. Season sweep of BMCC, went 6 for 10. Ground ball up the middle, Piazza sliding stop, but then he could not come up with it in the glove to hand transfer, and that'll be an infield single for Correa.
Yeah, Piazza was a little too quick for himself there, trying to make the throw. As we see here, gets to the ball real well, but then takes his eye off of it and doesn't follow it all the way through with the transfer. That's why coaches say a lot, put the ball on the ground, forces the defense to have to field it and throw it.
First pitch swinging, Wilkin Rowan inside outs it down the right field line. That's a fair ball, as Lobello has to quickly play it back into Rowan, hustling all the way into second base with a super quick double. He chases Correa to third. 2-1 in scoring position with nobody out for the Broncos.
Yeah, Rowan wanted that double. You could tell he wanted second base right out of the box. First 2 steps, he got himself to full speed. Look at this here. Gets himself to full speed after about the 3rd step, which is great, and takes advantage. You see the outfielder moving away from the base, so that's a great heads-up play by Rowan there.
Rowan showing remarkable speed to be on second base for a ball that was not hit much into the corner at all. Time called. Brian Dowd is out talking to Jonathan Fonseca, and he's going to leave him in here and allow him to try to work through the 5th and qualify for the win. Kingsborough does have warm-up action that just started. A left-hander is throwing down the first base line.
Yeah, Coach Dowd just going out there, settling him down, just kind of reset the brain a little bit. Big picture, I'd go out there, I'd tell him, listen, you know, just go get the batter. These 2 guys score. It's still a 9-3 game.
Samuel De La Rosa has struck out twice looking against Fonseca, takes low.
This is exactly what the Broncos needed. You know, I said get 1 or 2 runs here. Ball in play, gets them a run. It looks like the pitcher didn't wipe after going to his mouth, so he's got a warning there.
And the warning issued by our base umpire.
Yep. So the rule is that the ball has to come out of play on this, and then he gets his warning. Next time, it's a ball. Here's some of the fans chattering a bit.
And you made the point to me earlier, Andre. Here we are in a minor league baseball ballpark. The Brooklyn Cyclones, single-A affiliate of the New York Mets, used to be short season New York Penn League. The mound and the plate area are dirt. Everywhere else is turf. Not every ballpark is like that, particularly in college. Called strike there, 2-1 to De La Rosa.
Yeah, and actually because this is a part of Major League Baseball, it's required that the mound is dirt.
And Fonseca gets even.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's required for every mound to be dirt with every minor league and Major League Baseball stadium.
And the 2-2 skied in the air down the left field line, and that will find the Bronx bullpen.
Just a little early on that off-speed pitch there.
De La Rosa hit .286 last year playing at the Division II junior college level at ASA JC in Brooklyn. There are 3 different levels of junior college, just like NCAA. And the 2-2 popped up, playable, chasing is Ramsey, and he makes the sliding catch. Going up towards the first base line. Fine play, 1 out.
Yeah, it's always great to have your catcher make a play like this. Look at him. Throws the mask right away, finds the ball, gets to it as quick as he can.
Ramsey, in his first year playing catcher, made the conversion over the winter. A corner infielder prior to. And here's Leonardo Francisco. Andre, you experienced it yourself this year with your program, trying to convert and find catchers. And to convert them in one off season sounds like a chore.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. It's always good to look at your infield and kind of look around, see who has the arm to do it. Infield footwork is very similar to catcher's footwork, so that makes the transition very easy. Infielders have what catchers need: good hands, soft hands, and nice quick feet. That's why when you look at the younger programs, you see a lot of third baseman catchers.
Just like Leonardo Francisco was. 3-1. Francisco was a high school catcher, but the Bronx needed a third baseman.
Yeah, so that's definitely an easier transition for him.
And the 3-1 is tapped foul, wide of third. Yoskar Guzman on it. So Fonseca has worked it full. Runners lead from second and third. Correa at third, and the elite speed of Wilkin Rowan at second.
He was right on time with that one. Fouled that straight back. Usually when a hitter fouls the ball straight back, they just missed it. They're right under it, but their timing is spot on. This could be a dangerous pitch because this is screaming fastball here.
And the fastball misses high, ball 4. Second walk issued by Jonathan Fonseca, so the bases are loaded for the Broncos. Angel Calderon will come up.
It's always a plus for the hitter when they know what pitch is coming. And in that situation, 3-2 count, you've got a big lead like this, you're going to go right at him with a fastball.
Calderon just a 209 hitter coming in. They'll play in front of the runner at first base with Aldo Thomas. And a ground ball left side, that'll get through for a base hit. Correa scores. They'll hold Rowan at third base as the throw came in by Jace. And the bases remain loaded, but the Broncos are able to plate one. It's now 9-2 Kingsborough.
Quick hands getting to that inside pitch there. I know Rowan has some speed. We see the third base coach holding him up there, but I like that play.
Time called. Out comes head coach Brian Dowd. Jonathan Fonseca unable to make it through 5. He lasts 4 1/3. He'll exit after 72 pitches. Bases are loaded for the Broncos with 1 down. A new pitcher in for the Wave.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now we're dancing on the half lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside.
2022-20.
New pitcher in is sophomore left-hander Justin Rosado for Kingsborough. And first pitch swinging, Yoskar Almonte pops it up. And Rosado will see that land on the screen. Rosado's from Brooklyn, St. Edmund's Prep, class of 2021. He's a transfer from Division II Staten Island in the East Coast Conference, where he appeared in just 2 games last year, 1 inning before transferring here to junior college. Has a pretty good curveball as a lefty 3-quarter guy. Comes in with an ERA of 9.53 over 5 2/3. Ground ball to short, might be 2. Piazza goes to second, 1 on to first. Not in time. Almonte beats it out, and another run scores. It's now 9-3.
Yeah, that's a good job. Again, putting the ball in play, just making things happen. You never know what can happen, right? Once you put the ball in play, that gives the Broncos another run in there. Hustling down the line here. Kingsborough did as good a job as you can to try and turn that into double play. I don't think it was hit hard enough for it, though.
Raul Chevalier lined out to deep left field his last time up. Now 3 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors for the Bronx. 9-6-1 for Kingsborough. Rosado over his 5 2/3 innings has struck out 5, walked 4. 7 previous appearances, opponents hitting .714 off of him. 3-0 as Kingsborough try to stay away from several of their primo arms that they want to save ahead of Thursday's Region 15 tournament semifinals. And Rosado comes back with a strike. The seeds have been released. Kingsborough lost the 3-way tie for second. Suffolk Community College was the number 1, and they went to a 3rd tiebreaker. Nassau got the 2. Monroe, the Bronx, got the 3 seed. Kingsborough will be at Suffolk on Thursday, and a ground ball hit foul by Chevalier.
Chevalier was ready for that 3-1 pitch. You could tell he was just ready to rope that one. And again, this goes back to 3-2, 2 outs. Now the runner's going to start in motion, and you're in a predictable fastball count right now. This is a big pitch for the Broncos right here.
And Rosado first with a quick check.
Yeah, having a lefty, you have that advantage to kind of give a leg kick and keep the runner a little closer in this 3-2, 2-out situation.
Chevalier tied up again.
Might have swung at ball 4 right there.
Raul listed at 6'4". They put him over at first base. And again, the credit to the Masson brothers finding him in recruiting. And has provided a little bit of power. Right now, the Bronx just looking for a base hit to continue to get closer.
Wow, we have a violation
And a
here.
violation at the plate against Chevalier, who tried to step out. It's a called strike, and because it's a 3-2 count, it's strike 3.
That's tough. That's tough.
We've seen this in Major League Baseball a handful of times this year, notably with Manny Machado back in spring training. That rule carrying over to college. Adolfo De Jesus arguing, and Chevalier called out on strikes. For the Bronx, they get closer, 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave 2. Bottom of the 6th inning now, 9-3 Kingsborough. Or bottom of the 5th, 9-3.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now we're dancing on the half-lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Well, the discussion continues here. Adolfo de Jesus, 39 years managing, but it's new for everybody, Andre, that Raul Chevalier is called out for trying to step out of the batter's box while the pitcher was engaged, and it was a big strike three in the first and third two-out situation.
Yeah, that's a big call here. I mean, as a coach, that's a tough pill to swallow for me. The batter looks ready to hit there, and that's what the rule is. Obviously, it's up to the umpire's discretion, but I don't see anything there where he doesn't look ready to hit, where he violated the 10-second clock.
And if anything, perhaps he is not set, is I guess the argument, and that's a very broad term.
Yeah.
A batter being set. First pitch swinging, Aldo Thomas lines a single to right center field, and he is aboard leading off the fifth for Kingsborough.
So this is what we were talking about a couple innings ago with momentum in baseball. So Bronx is kind of taking a little bit of that energy and momentum to their side, to their dugout. And right now, it's the pitcher's job, like I said before in the second inning, it's the pitcher's job when your team scores, you got to go out there and put a 0 up.
Yoscar Guzman. And Thomas also with great speed for Kingsborough at first. And a called strike. Again, the exaggerated shift.
Yeah,
at the college level, Andre, you have data, but not certainly to the level of the major leagues.
No, we don't.
In terms of employing shifts as that pitch is blocked by De La Rosa, how do you make that judgment call based on the more limited data you have to shift and follow what they're doing at the pro level?
Yeah, so there are some things, some programs you can purchase at the college level that do have a good amount of data. It's good enough for what we do at the college level. But, you know, you also have to understand the batter. You have to understand who's on the mound for you, what pitcher's throwing. You know, if you have a guy who throws a little harder, then maybe you look at those numbers where the guy's going to hit oppo a bit more.
Guzman pops it up. Shallow center field, long run. Luis Roman Sanchez started the drip towards right center before charging hard to straightaway center, and he puts it away.
Just got under that pitch there. And we see Roman Sanchez right here, as we were talking about before. Great defender, so he's able to make that adjustment very easily.
TJ Leno has been on base all 3 times. And the pitch taken in and knocked down by De La Rosa.
You know, it always surprises me, especially for college hitters, when you see a shift like this. They should be able to bunt. I mean, he's got an easy hit down the third baseline right now.
Well, that especially a coach's son, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
They should be the best bunters. 1-0, instead it's popped up shallow left field, and that'll fall for a base hit. TJ Leno is 3 for 3. Thomas will stop at second with 1 down.
It's actually a situation where the shift hurts you because Correa's so far behind second base. He's so far behind second base, you can see he has a long way to run to try and get that. If he's positioned in his traditional shortstop positioning for a double play there, I think he gets to that ball.
Justin Ramsey is the batter, and time is called. Out comes Adolfo de Jesus. There is no warm-up action taking place for the Broncos. Jefferson Santiago is the third pitcher on.
I've made this walk, and it looks like we're getting a pitching change here with the slow walk as a coach.
Now he's going to bring someone else in, I think, cold out of the dugout. And Adolfo with hands on hips. Did not get a break on the Leno blooper, so Santiago is done. After he got out of major damage in the fourth, 2-1 with 1 out in the fifth for Kingsborough, still battling.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now we're dancing on the half lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside.
2022-23 CUNY Athletic Conference Championships are presented by Health First, health insurance for New Yorkers, the official wellness sponsor of CUNY Athletics. The Hospital for Special Surgery, #1 in the U.S. for orthopedics, is proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. CUNY University Student Senate, providing our students the platform to shape the city university of New York. And Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference.
New pitcher to the game is the oldest Masson brother. Here is Alex Masson. He will come on in the first and second, 1-out situation. And the numbers on Alex Masson this season: 11.48 ERA, 9th appearance, 1-5 in the year, 29 innings. He's walked 32, 23 strikeouts for Alex Masson. He's got a sinker ball that he can go to. Right now they could use a ground ball of that variety as he faces the cleanup batter, Justin Ramsey. Last year, Alex Masson was a CUNY All-Star and spent his fall freshman year at junior college Division II Westchester Community College out of high school.
Yeah, Alex actually taught his brother a sinker. So we'll see. We should see a heavy sinker here.
And this one gets away from him and goes all the way to the backstop. Well, he was caught checking out the runner at second base, the lead runner, and Thomas. And then that threw him all out of sorts. A very wild pitch.
Yeah, you can see his upper half was just a little lazy there, delivering that pitch. That's why you get such a bad pitch that goes onside.
Infield in all the way around for the Broncos. And Ramsey takes a strike. The Masson brothers both pitched in last year's CUNY championship game that was won 10-0, a 5-inning run rule. Chris had started. Alex Masson pitched 2 1/3. As that pitch outside.
Yeah, going to have to be very careful with control here with the runner on third base. De La Rosa's just going to have to be a wall there. Just keep everything in front of him, knock it down by any means.
Three and one. And to your point, Andre, Alex Masson, not a big fastball pitcher. It's more the sinker and that slider curveball combination. And that's outside, ball 4. So Justin Ramsey walks for the 3rd time today. That reloads the bases for the Wave in the 5th. And that'll bring up Nick Piazza.
Yeah, this is, again, same situation we had before. Piazza's going to be tough to double up here in this, even with the guy on the mound who throws a lot of sinkers. You're almost going to need a perfect 1-2-3 double play, or maybe even a 5-2-3 double play.
And Alex Masson misses high. Piazza 1 for 2. He was caught looking on a disputed pitch to close out the second inning. On a 3-2 pitch he got from Christopher Masson. And this one will go to the screen over Piazza's head, and trotting in to score, Aldo Thomas. All 3 runners will advance, and Kingsborough makes it 10-3.
Yeah, perhaps Masson getting distracted by the runner on second base, like you said before. Almost identical looking at second when he starts his motion and then delivering the pitch. I'd love to see the Broncos try and get a pickoff play here. Help the pitcher out, struggling a little bit, stealing out somehow on the bases.
And again, that ball out of the hand of Alex Masson. And time called, and Adolfo de Jesus is going to talk to his pitcher here and try to figure out a release point for Masson. So it's a 3-0 count here to Nick Piazza. And you can see the conversation. Samuel De La Rosa trying to get on the same page, and Adolfo just with his hands out here.
Yeah, that conversation, usually when you see a coach go talk to the catcher first, he might not have liked the pitch that was called, or maybe wanted a pickoff play or something. I see him pointing to Correa there. He's talking to the infielders right there, right before he leaves. He said something to Correa, so maybe they wanted a play on there, a pickoff play or something for Ramsey over at second.
Great day to take in a game at this fantastic ballpark that opened up in the year 2000, Maimonides Park, that opened up as Keyspan Park. And basically over the last decade, the CUNY Community College Championship has been played right here. It'll be a 3-0 pitch coming to Nick Piazza. Infield remains in. And this one bounced to the backstop. It's ball 4 coming down the line. TJ Leno to plate another run. It's 11-3 Wave. A walk plus wild pitch. And Ramsey will head over the third.
Masson showing some emotions here now. You can clearly see some frustration about him not being able to locate. And some of these pitches aren't even close. I'm curious if Coach Dowd will send Piazza here to look for that mercy and try and get the 10 runs as soon as possible.
Lopez Duran has also walked. 9 walks issued now by Broncos pitching.
So to my point earlier, the Broncos have scored in the second and the fifth, and in the bottom of the second and the bottom of the fifth, they've allowed the Kingsborough Wave team to score. It's very curious here. The first baseman's not even holding on Piazza. I think the coach just pointed that out to him.
That'll get a chance to shorten up Piazza.
Yeah. And one of the new rules we have here, Alex steps off the rubber and we have the reset. So if he steps off again, it will be a ball. You get 1 reset per batter. That's a healthy lead over at first.
There goes Piazza, had the
Huge
pitch
jump.
high, thrown out by De La Rosa, is off target, handled by Ruan. Second stolen base of the game for Nick Piazza.
Yeah, he got a big jump there. De La Rosa probably shouldn't have even thrown that to second base. I know you have Ramsey at third, who looks like a slow runner, but I wouldn't have even thrown that. You get a bad play, ball into center field, and now there's another run.
And this one is off the glove of De La Rosa. Here comes Ramsey, and he will trot in and score another run. 12-3 Kingsborough.
Coach Adolfo is very upset.
He is going to come out and have a heart-to-heart and try to figure out who he can come in to pitch. And this is where lack of depth hurts you. Alex Masson, one of 4 pitchers, one of the top 4 pitchers the Broncos have, and they're going to have to go to a position player.
I can feel their pain, Ralph. Having to do that this year myself quite often.
He's going to turn to his center fielder in Luis Roman Sanchez. And looks like, well, we'll figure out who's going to be now in center field, but Luis Roman Sanchez has thrown very little, 5 1/3 innings. This will be his 5th appearance. So he will come in just to find somebody to throw strikes. And numbers on Luis Roman, he has had to pitch just in terms of emergency, but has actually been pretty good. Only 3 hits allowed, 7 strikeouts, and most importantly, no walks over that time. But Andre, sometimes there are players that are too valuable at one position, in this case for him in center field compared to on the mound.
Yeah, you're going to lose your defense in the outfield, but you don't have an arm that can throw strikes, and that's more important. You got to have a pitcher that's going to keep you somewhat in the game, and you know, right now the Broncos should be looking to play all 9.
Recently in the CUNYs, Kingsborough trying to make it their 5th and last 8 seasons. Remember, there was no 2020 or 2021 championship here in the CUNYs. Welcome back Queensborough, who is back this season, so finally things looking like they're getting back to normal and eventually restocked rosters across the board of the junior colleges, and to try to get this event kind of to the level where it was, where there were consistent players moving on to play Division II, Division III, going way back the 70s and 80s. There were MLB draft choices out of the CUNYs. CUNY Community College baseball started back in 1988. And for the first decade or so, it had alternated between playing at Shea Stadium, this championship, and Yankee Stadium. So what a thrill that must have been, and that's the old Yankee Stadium. And then finally the event moved over here to MCU Park, which was then called in 2007. And it's been here in this ballpark all but 1 year since '07. And a great opportunity for these players, something to strive for, to play in this Community College Championship and the 4-year college championship. Can't think of a better place. I know you would love to play at Yankee Stadium and Citi Field, but those are just gigantic parks. But this seems like just a perfect fit and so unique.
It is, and there's a good amount of people that have shown up today as we're looking over.
If they get the walk-off field, you know, just let it breathe, give them the comments, celebrate it, and then we'll go to break.
And first pitch swinging, and that pitch fouled off by Lopez Duran as Sanchez enters here in a 2-ball count. It is a 7-inning mercy rule, up by 10. That has been changed from last year. A year ago, it was a 10-0 finish in 5. But Kingsborough trying to put themselves in position here to get to the 6th inning with that score. Infield in all the way around again for the Broncos. And Sanchez has gone full to Lopez Duran.
He's thrown the ball well for only having thrown 5 innings this year. I can see why his ERA was 0.
And he goes with the fastball, grounded up the middle. Correa is going to go to the plate. The high throw, the slide, not in time. De La Rosa arguing. Certainly the throw was there, but it was a bit on the high side, so the runner is safe, and it's 13-3.
Yeah, it looks like Piazza slid under the tag on that one. Yep, looks like he slid under the tag on that one. Home plate umpire got that one correct in my eyes. It's the second time we've seen Correa going to his glove side and throwing the ball slightly off target to the catcher.
Luciano Lobello fouls it off in front of us. So Kingsborough has made it a 10-run game as they continue to bat here at the bottom of the 5th. They've scored in all but one inning today. There goes the runner. This ball landed in the air to right field. Calderon puts it away. He'll try to throw behind the runner in Lopez Duran, and Fonseca is retired.
Lopez did a great job of running, especially going on the steal, running as far as he could go, getting as close to second base as he possibly can, with being able to get back in time there.
So this is Lobello. That was Fonseca skying out. There goes the runner. The pitch, a called strike. Throw down is not in time. Stolen base by Brian Lopez Duran. So that's the 4th stolen base of the day. Looks like Lopez Duran maybe shake it up, perhaps on the tag.
Yeah, he's looking at his right arm right here.
Brian Dowd, who's coaching over at third, will go have a look.
Looks
and
like
the athletic trainer will also come out.
Looks like he got a little rug burn with the head first slide there.
Andre, what is it like sliding on these turf fields?
So the turf fields are very different. Turf fields are very different in sliding. So we see the head first slide here. And then, yeah, he goes right to his right elbow immediately. So when you're sliding on dirt, you might have a lot of loose dirt right in front of second base, which kind of helps slow you down and also gives you a little bit of a cushion. But on the turf, it's just like being at home and sliding on a rug. You know, you can get some rug burn, get some strawberries. And then in rainy weather, as a baseball player, you have to understand that you're going to slide really far. So you have to slide early enough where you don't go past the bag. Whereas it'd be the opposite in dirt. You know, the mud will just kind of, you get stuck in it.
Duran gets wrapped up. Looks like he'll be okay to stay in the game. Be a runner on at second with 2 down, with Luciano Lobello batting. This used to be a full grass and dirt field, but then Hurricane Sandy came in October of 2012 and changed everything. And this is now the first year of this new iteration of this turf field. If you haven't been to Brooklyn in a while, you remember it was kind of the, I would say, the more football-looking green turf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably the best way to say it. Now this is a turf field where if you kind of look up and you're not paying attention, you might think it's grass. I think they've improved the painting of the baseball turf fields now, but this is a new turf that was installed ahead of this 2023 season for the Brooklyn Cyclones.
Absolutely. And we actually play here. This is going to be our home field for next year, so that's huge for us. And going around the warning track, the orange part, as you're getting to the padding or in foul territory, they actually have rocks and pebbles in there, so it feels differently while you're running, and you can kind of get an idea that you're getting close to part of the stadium that you don't want to run into.
Mm-hmm. Almost like when you're driving, they have those ridges just to wake you up just in case you start veering.
Exactly.
As
Absolutely.
a driver.
Absolutely.
Been an 0-1 pitch coming to Lobello. And after a long wait, Luis Roman Sanchez gets a swing and a miss.
Be curious what his velocity is. We can hear the glove popping all the way up here. Must be thrown pretty hard.
I called him yesterday. Like, I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? I'm calling you first because I haven't heard
And a 1-2 ground ball knocked down by Sanchez. He quickly will recover and make the play, and the inning comes to an end. So he finally shuts the door on the 5th, but not before 4 more runs score for Kingsborough on just 2 hits. We head to the 6th. Kingsborough now in a run rule position. They are 6 outs away.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now we're dancing on the half-lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
Stillwell Avenue subway stop for Surf Avenue is not too far away. 13-3 Kingsborough leading this year's CUNY Community College Championship game. Ralph Bednarczyk with Alliance University, formerly known as CUNYAC College, in case you didn't hear. Head coach Andre Narvaez, Division II program in the CACC. It's a 10-run lead for Kingsborough. And Justin Rosado will begin his first full inning of work. Bronx pitching has yielded 9 walks today, a series of wild pitches. And meanwhile for Kingsborough, Jonathan Fonseca lasted 4 1/3 through 79 pitches. And now it is Rosado's opportunity to close it down.
And that's where the old adage, pitching wins championships, comes from. As you can see, Bronx has 7 hits, and Kingsborough only has 8 hits. Yet there's a 10-run difference. And that's where the walks come in, and you have to have the pitching to get through these big games.
Called strike to Albel Ruan. And the CUNY Pitcher of the Year that we talked to you about in the Open, Francesco Maria Bonvini. He is available to potentially pitch 1 inning as his throw day, so he may loom in the top of the 7th. He's been clocked up to 92 miles an hour, still receiving Division I interest. And he is scheduled to start in Thursday's semifinal game, just announced today. That'll be at Suffolk Community College. And a ground ball rolled over foul. But 4 starting pitchers for Kingsborough that Brian Dowd was thrilled about, that our starting pitching gives us a chance in every game. But he felt this year's team, their overall strength was that they can drive the ball top to bottom of the lineup better than anybody. 348 team batting average coming in, as this one is popped into shallow right center. TJ Leno at second base puts it away for the first out of the 6th. And then when you walk this Kingsborough team, junior college pitching is going to be doomed to try to get them out or prevent big innings.
Yeah, at any level, you give up free bases, whether it's errors, hit batters, or walks, you're just asking for trouble. I may be a little biased in this, but I think good pitching can always shut down good hitters. And if Bronx was able to come in here and execute, this would be a completely different game.
Luis Roman Sanchez grounds out to Leno at second. And there's 2 down for Rosado. Manuel Ariza has had a good year as the number 2 pitcher, 4.5 ERA in 9 appearances, 36 innings thrown. We saw Fonseca start. He's 3rd in the staff.
You know, one of the things I've noticed that Kingsborough's doing to the Broncos offense is everything's away, away, away. And I don't think I've seen the hitters make that adjustment yet.
Stephen Correa takes inside. He's got one of the 7 hits today for the Broncos.
There's another pitch away.
And yet Kingsborough pitching has only walked 2 batters. Through 5 2/3, they've struck out 5. And again, they stay away, Andre. Well, what's the adjustment there for the hitter?
Well, on that last swing, you can see Correa's looking to pull it, and that's why he just fouls it off. You have to make that commitment. Stay closed a little bit longer and let the ball travel a little deeper. Just make that commitment to hit it to right center.
And I can tell you this, Andre, out of these 7 hits that Bronx has, only one of them has been to the opposite field, and that was kind of the bloop double, the hustle double that Wilkin Rwand was able to turn into in the 5th inning. This is a ground ball pulled up the middle. Piazza. And it's a 1-2-3 6th inning for Justin Rosado.
We have another outside pitch that gets pulled there to end the inning.
Bottom of the 6th inning, 13-3 Kingsborough.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Kingsborough has been very efficient, 13 runs on just 8 hits. They've taken advantage of some Bronx mistakes. As this beautiful afternoon continues, we sure hope that Friday will turn out to be that way. We'll have the CUNY 4-year baseball championship coming your way. Baruch College will be there. And it just looks perfect. It's about time. We've been waiting for this kind of weather during the spring baseball season. Christopher Jace, 9-1-2 here against the 5th pitcher used by the Broncos and Luis Roman Sanchez. Speaking of the 4-year CUNYs, Luis Roman Sanchez here is going to play for Jose Torres at Baruch College.
They're getting a phenomenal center fielder. He looks very good defensively today. I'm sure they'll work on him with his offense. He can be a type of guy that he should be able to get 10 to 15 bunt singles throughout the year.
And a ground ball left side, Correa from the hole. Nicely done getting Christopher Jace.
Correa did a good job of getting around that ball, not having to backhand it, getting it in front of him and being able to throw the runner out. You see right there, Correa has a great first step to be able to get over there.
Correa also thinking about the CUNY level, the 4-year level, considering City College and Lehman. Here's Aldo Thomas.
It's big for those 4-year schools to get guys who have playoff experience and championship experience. Especially when you're recruiting out of a JUCO, you lose those 2 years as a coach to work with them.
And Thomas pops up the 1-1. Sanchez calls his own number for the center fielder. He can feel the position as well off the mound.
Yeah, it's always great to have an outfielder on the mound.
And here you are telling all of your pitchers, let the infielders take it by a rule, don't you?
Yeah, there's that rule. I'm actually one, being a pitching guy, I'm actually one who wants the pitchers to actually field the ball around the mound. They're the ones who've worked on the mound. They're most comfortable with it. The infielders aren't too used to going up on the mound. Infielders have to kind of go uphill, and they're not used to that too much. So you see a lot of guys stumble, lose their footing with fly balls around the mound.
And they're always worried about, it's not just actually stumbling over, but perhaps the concern of it happening is is the bigger issue. This ball is popped down the left field line. Long run in the corner. Down the left field line, Leonardo Francisco makes the fine catch in fair territory. Well done there. And for the first time today, it's a 1-2-3 inning by a Bronx pitcher. We head to the top of the 7th. The Broncos down to the final 3 outs.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now we're dancing on the half-lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Kingsborough 3 outs away from their 2nd straight CUNY Community College Championship. And they want to take great momentum with them into Thursday's Region 15 semifinal at top-seeded Suffolk. The winner of Region 15 will play in the North District Championship Series in 2 weekends. And then the winner of that goes to the Junior College Division III World Series, which the Bronx went to back in 1995. Wilkin Rowan takes a called strike.
Yeah, I think Kingsborough set themselves up to have great momentum going into that, especially with the pitching staff. Fonseca did an excellent job today. I would be pleasantly pleased with what he did, both on the mound and offensively.
And Rowan takes ball 2.
It's huge for them not to have to use Bonvini today and let him throw his bullpen, you know, in the bullpen and not in a game and get himself hot. It's completely different.
So you are a believer that you might throw 25 pitches in the game versus in the bullpen, that there is a level of exertion that you'd rather stay away from.
Oh, absolutely. In the bullpen, if you throw a breaking ball that you don't like, you can throw it again. You can work on it. You can kind of get a feel for it. If you're in a game, it's tough to do something like that. It's tough to make that adjustment or tell the catcher where to move to, where you can do that in the bullpen. You can get away with a lot more stuff.
Well, this is the last guy that Justin Rosado wants to walk, Wilkin Rowan, who can steal 2nd and 3rd. And Rosado trying to keep the score at 10 now. He needs 3 outs. Here's Samuel De La Rosa. There goes Rowan. Pitch a called strike. Thrown on by Ramsey is not in time. So Rowan finally has a chance to steal a base. De La Rosa gave him a chance to take it. And now a runner in scoring position. And this is a line drive, base hit to right center field. Rowan will get the wave, he will score, and the Broncos are going to avoid being run ruled here. An RBI single for Samuel De La Rosa makes it 13-4.
De La Rosa did a great job, like you said, of letting Rowan get to second base. It's a great single to right center. Got to tell the center fielder to keep the ball down. A faster runner should have gotten to second base on that throw, that overthrow.
Leonardo Francisco at the plate, 1 for 2 with a walk. But the Bronx has at least forced a bottom of the 7th inning that has to be played. And this is a line drive down the right field side, foul. In the 4 meetings this season, Kingsborough run ruling the Bronx twice. Scores were 16-2 and 12-2, but then 2 games that were played up in the Bronx, competitive, 10-8 and 9-7 Kingsborough.
Yeah, you see on that last swing, Francisco actually commits to going to the right side, and that's why he gets a better piece of the ball going that way.
And this might be 2. Piazza, the second for 1. Leno on to first, in time, 6-4-3. Leno was almost handcuffed a bit by that flip to second, still able to turn it smoothly.
So we see this ground ball double play. This is where I was talking about that De La Rosa has to get to second base on that overthrow. It prevents that double play, and now he's just staying at second base with 1 out. Completely different situation. Piazza's hands were really quick there turning that double play. Whoever picks Piazza up is going to get a really good infielder. Great leadoff guy at the next level.
This one on the ground to Leno. Angel Calderon is retired, but the Broncos force a bottom of the 7th. Kingsborough needs 1 run to end it. A run on 1 hit and nobody left aboard for the Broncos.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now we're dancing on the half lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside.
Kingsborough Community College, a chance to run rule the Bronx for the 2nd straight year and capture another championship, which would be their 7th in program history. And for Brian Dowd and his team, he came back knowing he had a really good team on paper, played pretty good competition in the non-conference, and then he's gone with a staff day today on the mound, and they have taken advantage of Bronx Broncos pitching today. They're a run away from ending it. As TJ Leno will lead it off.
Tell you, it's not going to be that easy. Roman Sanchez has been throwing very well.
He had just retired. Kingsborough 1-2-3 in the 6th. As Leno takes inside. TJ's 3 for 3 with a walk. And Sanchez shows a pretty good fastball, 1-1. Tell you, can't wait to find out who Baruch's center fielder is this year coming up on Friday, Andre, to see maybe Sanchez might be best served pitching in CUNY rather than in center. It's 2-1.
That's giving up a lot of speed, though, for the outfield. Although you may talk to him and try and talk him into doing both.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
3-1.
To have a 0 ERA at any level is very tough to do.
And Leno grounds it, and that's off the glove of the first baseman Chevalier down the right field line into the corner. Leno will take second, and that'll be an E3, and the game-ending run is now at second.
Just see it eats up the first baseman, Chevalier, and ground ball. He just lets it get too deep on him. He's not aggressive to that ground ball. As first baseman, all you really have to do is knock it down, pick it up, and step on the bag.
Justin Ramsey, swing and a miss. He had ended last year's 10-0 game with a walk-off single at 10-0 and has a chance to do that for the second straight year.
I'll tell you what, that swing, he looked like he wanted it. He was thinking more than a single.
Kingsborough went undefeated against CUNY competition this year, 12-0. And Sanchez misses high with the breaking ball.
Doesn't get any easier for Sanchez after Ramsey with Piazza lurking in the on-deck circle there.
And Ramsey got a fastball. Prior to last year, Kingsborough had won it back-to-back years in 2017 and 16. So they're trying to do that again. And this is their third straight championship game. 2-2 on the ground to short. Leno will move over to third. The throw by Correa. And now the game-ending run is 90 feet away.
I'm really surprised that Correa didn't go to third with the runner crossing right in front of him, especially since it's going to be the game-winning run. You have to be aggressive there and go after him.
And we'll see how Sanchez deals to Nick Piazza.
Piazza just strikes me as that all-around type guy who can just do many, many things.
From Ozone Park in Queens. Squares to bunt. Here comes the runner. Sanchez can't make the clean play. Squeeze play. And Kingsborough run rules the Bronx for the second straight year. Nick Piazza indeed doing it all. One of the leading hitters in junior college. Great speed and then lays down the perfect bunt. Kingsborough victorious 14-4 in 7 innings to capture the CUNY championship for the second straight season.
Yeah, they did a great job. I mean, like I was saying, he can do it all. He did it there. And they did a great job of taking momentum right into Thursday, into the regional tournament. And Region 15 is going to have a tough out with Kingsborough.
Kingsborough was able to stay away from their #1 pitcher, Francesco Bonvini. Nick Piazza and the lineup able to produce runs and take advantage of the Broncos today. Final totals: 4 runs, 8 hits, and 3 errors for the Bronx. 14 runs, 8 hits, just 1 error for Kingsborough. We'll take time out. The trophy presentation is coming up, and the wrap-up here from Maimonides Park. Kingsborough off to the Region 15 tournament at 25-12 and CUNY Community College champions.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
How easy is health insurance with Health First? Absolutely easy with our app. Can you search for a doctor? Absolutely. Can you access your member ID? Absolutely. Download our app today.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it. You better get yourself ready, 'cause I'm about to do my thing. Oh, hey, hey. I've seen it from the van, now we're dancing on the half lights. Oh, hey, hey. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside, upside, upside. I'm turning on the dime, now we're flipping on the upside.
2022-23 CUNY Athletic Conference Championships are presented by Health First, health insurance for New Yorkers, the official wellness sponsor of CUNY Athletics. The Hospital for Special Surgery, #1 in the U.S. for orthopedics, is proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. CUNY University Student Senate, providing our students the platform to shape the City University of New York. And Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference.
14-4, top-seeded Kingsborough goes back-to-back. Ralph Bernarcher with Andre Narvaez, head coach at Alliance University here with a wrap-up here at Maimonides Park as the championship presentation is about to get underway for Kingsborough. So if you're Wave coach Brian Dowd, Andre, as a coach, what do you think pleases him the most about what the Wave did today?
Definitely the pitching. The pitching shut it down and did what they had to do in this game. And like we said earlier in the game, in the pregame, he has the depth at the pitching position, and also they wanted to be able to execute the plan that they had to set themselves up for that Region 15 tournament. So if I'm coach, I'm definitely pleased with that. The hitters took advantage of the situation. You know, they took the walks when they came and took advantage of the situation. The one thing I would say to hitters in this game, because I don't want them to settle, is I would say we have to get a little more extra base hits, be a little more aggressive at the plate to get those hits that we're going to need in Region 15. And then the other positive that I want to end off with is the base running was phenomenal for them. That's something that probably went unnoticed because of the score, but it was great for them. They took the extra bases, they stole when they needed to. They did a great job on the base path.
4 total stolen bases today for a Brian Dowd's Wave, and also they capitalize on a number of wild pitches. Try to find what that wild pitch number was, but they put Bronx pitching in a predicament. Well, Adolfo De Jesus will also take the photo op. Next year will begin number 40 in coaching, and that in itself, hats off to Adolfo De Jesus. I asked him, Adolfo, you're retired now from his position at Roberto Clemente State Park in the Bronx. He's still teaching as an adjunct professor in physical education. What keeps you coming back? And having the chance to improve the lives of these youngsters with their characters. One guy in particular he has especially impacted is Luis Melendez, who is the vice president and athletic director at Monroe Community College, who played for him, and he's also the head baseball coach there, who played for Adolfo at Bronx, and he had to discipline Luis Melendez, and that played a big role back in 1995 that Luis Melendez still brings up to this day. And he is always looking for the next Luis Melendez whose life he can change. And particularly through the pandemic period of almost not having a program or the program taken away, De Jesus and the Bronx look to build off of this and come back with an even deeper roster next year as they finish 2023 8-22.
I definitely agree with him as a college coach. That's one of the things I love about it, is being able to show these young men how to become adults and how to grow into the next chapter of their lives.
And he says he especially loves the tough games, the roller coaster emotions of baseball. And he loves the community and the borough of the Bronx. And his guys advance, and perhaps a couple of them are going to have a chance to be recruited. Certainly we know that Luis Roman Sanchez will play at Baruch. Stephen Correa, a sophomore, he has a chance, great grades as well, to play at the next level, and perhaps one or two others will have a chance to matriculate to the 4-year level and continue everything that Adolfo De Jesus brings in terms of character and tries to instill in his players to get them out into the real world.
Yeah, Calderon over in right field. I like the way he played today. Especially defensively, showed a really strong arm, which you want to see in a right fielder. So I think he's one of those that go unnoticed that'll have a shot at the next level.
And Angel Calderon, the character that I teased about him, he was the guy that in the fall of 2021 through the winter into February 22 was the guy recruiting, trying to get a team together. He was texting everybody he knew to try to find players so that the Bronx could have a season. He, along with the Masson brothers, Alex and Christopher, they organized all the winter workouts that they were not allowed to do, by the way, yet under CUNY and New York City rules. So they had to have captains practices just to have a season, and especially for Angel, a kid who was born in Santiago, the Dominican Republic, he didn't have to do that, but he did. And then Bronx came back and had a better season and a more representative season this year in 2023.
Yeah, that's good to have on the team. You need those guys that are heart guys, and they show you that they want it and they have the desire to get better and also make everyone else on the team better. You see too many players nowadays say they want to win and they want to do the right thing, but you don't really see a lot of guys wanting to do what it takes to win and do the right thing.
And to come back, and which was a real struggle for 19 last year. They brought back just 7 players, but instead of maybe starting their real world life, they gave it another shot. They could have just been students rather than student athletes, and they banded together and brought back an improved Bronx product. And we hope into next year, 2024, all the CUNY rosters will be better stocked. Queensborough, which has the best history, former coach Craig Everett. There's been some notable coaches that have come out of Queensborough Community College, that they get even more stocked for the roster, and the same for Borough of Manhattan Community College, where the CUNY's, the level of play starts to have every program having recruitable athletes for 4-year programs.
Yes, it's good to see these programs getting back to baseball, and you know, that they haven't died. You know, you see a lot of colleges and universities at the 4-year level that have either ended athletics or ended the school completely, and it's great to see these programs coming back. Yeah,
Adolfo De Jesus, as he is giving high fives to all of his guys, he was worried emotionally last year. I remember on the field saying, I was worried that they would take my program from me. And he was able to keep it together, because it's one thing, Andre, when they take it away from you, it's hard to get it back.
Yeah.
That the best way to keep your program is to keep it going, because once it's gone, it's hard to restart.
Absolutely.
And a lot of dead ends all of a sudden pop up that aren't there when you're still going. So the Bronx Broncos finish up after a 6-6 conference season, 8-22, and then the Kingsborough Wave will get their medals and have their championship trophy before we say goodbye. And we'll await to see who the MVP will be. Jonathan Fonseca did not qualify for the win, so Justin Rosado picks it up, 2 2/3 of 1-run ball out of the Kingsborough bullpen. And the loss went to the starter, Jordy Garcia, who lasted an inning and a third. And MVP will be something of a tough call. TJ Leno, 3 for 3, also with a walk. And then Jonathan Fonseca, 4 1/3, and including the game's biggest hit, the 3-run double. And that made the score at that juncture at 9-1. That really broke it open. So kind of a flip of the coin there for the decision makers, who will inevitably get that tournament MVP.
Yeah, Ralph, that double is what does it for me, sets it over the top, because like you said, it broke the game wide open. It changed the game completely, because Bronx was starting to feel a little energy, that they were a little hesitant in the beginning and unsure of what this game was going to be. Like you said, there were 2 blowouts, mercy rule games earlier in the season, and then 2 close games. So I think Bronx was concerned as which game this one was going to turn into. And when it was 4-1 after 3 innings, they started to feel that momentum, and that double kind of just broke it open. So that he would get my vote for MVP.
Yep. We'll find out very shortly. And Fonseca, how quickly he pitched today too, and certainly establishing a tone to the game. And hats off to him for a great story. Someone that had not played baseball, at least in college, since 2019. That's a long time ago. Yeah. But he looked like a guy that didn't look like he was that far removed from the game in terms of his pitches.
Yeah, and Coach Dowd wanted 3 innings from him, and he got 4 1/3.
So CUNY Interim Director Carl Christian will bring out the captains. Big tall guy there, Francesco Maria Bonvini. Here on the left, great to visit with him from Parma, Italy. There on the left, the CUNY Pitcher of the Year. Too bad we didn't get a chance to see him pitch, Andre. Curious to see him, but in the bigger picture, they're going to wait to start him on Thursday. Bonvini leads the country in strikeouts in Division III junior college. 103 strikeouts in 64 innings. He's 7-3 on the season with a 4 ERA. Big imposing figure that is going to help put community college baseball in the CUNYs further on the map wherever he ends up. Right now, he is verbally committed to the Division II College of Staten Island.
Yeah, so I may get to see him firsthand next year, which, you know, we got some work to do if that guy's on the mound. But he's definitely also puts not just the CUNY JUCOs on the map. He puts international players on the map also, being from Italy. And myself recruiting internationally, we have a couple Canadian players. It's good to see some of the international kids playing college baseball. They're going to get their degree, and they're also going to be able to play baseball in this country, which a lot of them always tell me is a big dream of theirs.
There's Bonvini raising the championship trophy. Very fitting after all the work that he has done prior to today. He was able to get today off. Kingsborough next year is talking to a catcher from Italy, 2024. Mike Piazza has moved there. Remember, he's involved in the Italian Professional Baseball League there. And Francesco told me there's probably in the vicinity of, in terms of kids that are under 18 playing the sport in Italy, there's about, he thinks, 500 under the age of 18 that are playing. So he is certainly not going to be the last one, it appears, and maybe not the last one to CUNY Community College.
Yeah, and Italy has a very good baseball in terms of Europe.
So the trophy has been rewarded. The medals are being given out for Kingsborough. We congratulate them on winning their 5th championship in the last 8 CUNY Community College tournaments and their 2nd in a row. 14-4 is our final. Special thanks to our producer and directors today, Michael Morse, Dan Lippenholtz, for my partner Andre Narvaez. A real pleasure. My name is Ralph Bnorchik saying so long, and we'll talk to you Friday afternoon, 12 p.m. start time for the CUNY 4-year college championships for games scheduled at noon at 3 p.m. right here from Maimonides Park. Once again, Kingsborough, back-to-back champions in the CUNYs, 14-4 in 7 innings, run ruling the Bronx. Today from Brooklyn on Facebook Live.